folks. It's Brad Brain. It's a beautiful blue sky, sunny day in northern British Columbia. It's a Friday weekend coming up. This is going to be a big weekend for us. We're getting two new horses this weekend. And one of them is just ginormous. And it's my little daughter, who only weighs about 100 pounds, who is just taken with this enormous thing. He's 16 hands high. And I didn't really know what a hand was until I saw this horse. This thing is, it's probably like shoulders or maybe chin level for me. It is, when you're up on the back of that horse, you are way up there, right? So I say to my kid, like, are you sure? And she says, Daddy, Daddy. So, okay, we're getting two, right? So this really isn't about horses, though. It's about the cognitive process of making money decisions and financial plan. And I'll tell you where all of these ideas started from. They started from I'm looking to develop a financial planning app. This has been what we've really been working on for the last, a few months now, actually. And it's still in the development stages, but I've been talking to a lot of people about what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is come up with a tool that will help people identify and articulate what's important to them about money, and then help them make decisions that are consistent with their objectives, and hopefully to keep them accountable for their decisions. So that's what I'm trying to do. It's, you know what it's like? It's like a personal trainer for your finances, where we don't just give people the information, but we give them the positive reinforcement and encouragement to keep them on track to the goals. That's what I'm trying to do. So through this, I'm trying to think about, well, how do you actually make that happen, right? How do you make that happen? And so with that as a background, lately I started to write again for the local newspaper after a hiatus. I wrote for about 14 years before taking a bit of a break, right? So I've done a lot of writing over my career. And one of the questions I've gotten is, where do you come up with all these ideas, right? How do you figure out how to write something new each week? And it's been easy. I just write about what happens. And typically that'll be some conversation I had with a client, the problem that we're trying to figure out, maybe even a mistake that we're trying to avoid. These are the type of things that give me inspiration. So anyway, lately I've been thinking about my own finances. It's tax time for me, and I'm trying to get some statements together. And so I call up the bank that I do some business with, and I'm looking for old statements. And one of the things that happened to come up in conversation was where my mortgage is right now, which is, I'm paid off in 3 years. I had no idea. So there's that part. Okay. Now, separate from that, I'm kind of a cheapskate. And I'm talking to TELUS, who my phone provider, and I'm thinking about canceling my home phone. I'm rarely at home. I've got the cell phone. People don't call me very much. When they do call me, it's usually because CRA is going to arrest me if I don't send them Apple gift cards or those type of calls, right? So I'm wondering, like, do I really need to spend this little bit of money on a monthly basis? Now, here's why I mentioned this stuff, is that I'm sweating what really, honestly, it's an incremental expense. It's not that significant. It's a few $dozen a month or something like that, right? But that's the thing I'm thinking about. Okay, that's where my mind is. I'm thinking about spending a couple of dollars a month, and I'm not thinking at all about dropping thousands on horses. Now, when you think of that, what is going to have the bigger impact, right? The thousands of dollars, not just to buy these two horses, but to the upkeep on them, right? The farrier costs, the hay, even the work involved. It's far more significant than a few $dozen a month on my TELUS bill. But it's the insignificant expense that I'm almost obsessed with versus the more significant expense of the horses, right? So that's the cognitive part. But here's where I'm going to tie all this stuff together, is it really doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do with the horse. It doesn't matter what I do with the phone bill, because I pay myself first. Bringing it back to that mortgage, which now I haven't been paying attention to how much I put in. Right, I put in my money each. I guess I do it bi-weekly, and I pay a little bit extra each month. I'm taking advantage of the prepayment options, and I set it and I forget it. And that's the message. That's the message. If you do some things, some important things right, you can go out and live your life. You can buy a horse. You can have a extra phone line. And I'm still advancing towards what's important to me, which is getting rid of these mortgages. So does that make sense? Like, if we do the important things right, then we can go out and not sweat the small things, because if I spend a little extra money on horses, maybe it takes me an extra month to pay off the mortgage. But the point is, I'm going to get there. That's what the message of this video is. Identify what's important to you and work towards it. And if you can, automate these things so that you don't have to think about it. That's the beauty of things like paying yourself first. For me, I wasn't even knowing that this stuff is happening because it's happening automatically. And to me, that is how you achieve your goals. That's what I'm trying to build in that financial planning app. It's not ready yet. It's going to take about 6 months to develop it, but like and share and comment to this video, and I'll try to get you the information to sign up when it's all ready. I hope you have a great weekend. I know I'm gonna. Take care.